So thanks for indulging us with this brutal time pressure. But you see, we actually got through 17 in 15 minutes. It could have been 2 hours if we had not put a time limit. So module, you're going to do a similar kind of an exercise on a worksheet where you're going to have to figure out how you're going to incorporate a culture of innovation into the RAN network, okay, and beyond, into the community. So I'll speak a little bit about some of the principles of how you create a culture of innovation, okay. So some of the aspects of innovation is thinking of it not as elements but an ecosystem, okay. So essentially what you're doing is you're creating an ecosystem that does all of these things. It promotes collaborative inquiry. It allows for experimentation. So you have to try things out, not just do one thing. This is a very, very important, which is a mindset. You actually have to have a mindset where you want to change things and you're exploring how you're going to change it, which means that you're going to have to try things that are risky and you have to have a tolerance for risk. Because risk aversion at every stage is very risky behavior. What I mean is that if you are risk averse at every stage, you're never likely to take that game-changing move and you're always going to think in incremental terms. The axis is probably the primary thing to take away from here, which is that we are stuck in a very, very narrow view of what is failure. So I don't know what the culture here is. I'm new to Africa. But how is failure regarded here, especially in the circles that you're working? Can someone, a couple of you, make a comment?
We try to strive that the students gets it correct the first time, and we strive on perfection, so students spend a lot of time reading and rereading one paragraph to make sure that it is perfect. And it's, I think, part of the British system of education that thrives on correctness, and once someone fails, they are reprimanded almost immediately and in public.
And so the British left us with this fantastic education system, and they went on and innovated on their education system themselves. Yeah, well, I come from a country with the same plight. I could write a book on what not to do in education system from the education system I've been through, right?
Failure is not tolerated.
Yeah.
It's looked upon as you've let everybody down.
Yeah.
You know, your family, your community, we've invested resources on you. Yeah. So there's almost no room for failure, which puts you under a lot of pressure, and you cannot perform when there's so much pressure.
Yeah.
There's also discipline barriers.
Yeah.
In medicine, you cannot afford to fail. And if you come out of way from school of medicine.
So the underlying philosophy under this is if you're fearful of failure, another way of saying it is that you're saying that there is a way to success without going through failure. Now if you think about it like that, it's actually a very, very, very stupid statement. Because how many people get to success without going through failure? Right? It means that you're going to have a magical path where you're going from here to success without ever meeting any failure, so you're clairvoyant about what's going to happen. You ever find that?
I think
doing. I have the guts to try something difficult, and if I fail once and if I fail twice, I have learned from someone else's money. I'm not going to waste yours. Right? That's the norm. They're saying I have learned some really expensive lessons, and somebody else pays for it. You should invest in me because I've learned from my failure. That's the way you think about failure. So a lot of the prototyping, and so the interesting thing about prototyping is that you don't need to call it failure. These are tests, right? Actually, you're figuring out failure modes, but you can say you're figuring out the weaknesses of your concept. You're not calling it failure. So you just changing the language changes the way you look at what you're trying to do. Very important, right? So one of the biggest things we need to create is a tolerance to failure and a sophisticated understanding of how to deal with different types of failure. That's a cultural aspect that needs to be built deep in, right?